Evening all, so here we go, some more kicking dust for you. This is more mass driver footage actually. We did some squad play, and this match was a really good match in terms of everything. Good opponents, good everything, and this was, for me, a real high scorer with the mass driver. When you see how I'm using it, hopefully it becomes clear as to why. Now, the mass driver is a grenade launcher effectively. That is actually what it is, and it's kind of mistitled because mass driver could actually be something else, but you know what I mean. This weapon is phenomenally good at kind of close quarter battles, so anywhere where people are going to be able to use cover and hide around corners and stuff like that, the mass driver is lethal. It will just dominate these kind of maps. And as you can see, you don't even need to kind of aim at people. You're kind of aiming in that direction, at walls, at boxes, at, you know, scenery, because that's actually the way you're going to get your kills, is by hitting close to them. So you see there, I'm hitting the wall, boom. The splash damage on this thing is, well, it's very good. If you skill it up and you put some damage mods on it as well, it just becomes an absolute beast. And here we go. This was actually what we were doing, is we were able to kind of control and dominate this little corridor, because if they had to come, if they wanted to come through, basically they were going to have to kind of hit, you know, be close to exposed surfaces that I can put a grenade onto. So, you know, really good fun. I guess quick update in terms of the court. We're doing well. We've got about 40 plus people on now. We had our first court battle yesterday actually, and I'm pleased to report we lost utterly. We got owned. I do mean owned. We got schooled. So much so we had, you know, we couldn't sit down for a couple of days because it was literally that much of a, well, yes. And I think this is, it's all a learning process, and it was actually a really good fight. We got pretty much dominated by, I think, the fourth ranked corp in the game. So, you know, what can you do? It was a great learning experience. The only problem we had is that a lot of players, because I don't think our corp maybe figured out what it was meaning, because a lot of our players didn't actually join the court battle. So it was actually 5 versus, what, 9, 8, 9, 10 people. So yeah, we got owned. But it's all a good learning experience. What that was, it was a corp contract, and I think if you're looking to do corp battles, as long as you've got a million ISK spare and you don't mind gambling that million ISK, so you know what's that nowadays, let's be honest. You can basically sign up to do corp contracts at an allocated time. Now, we did that, and I even flew my EVE Online Armada to the system, but I was too late by the time we got there. It was a low-sec system as well, and basically I got ganked on the way as well, so it didn't quite pan out. But we're going to do a lot more of them, because I think this, you know, the corp battle thing just sounds real blast. And speaking of blast, nice segue, as you can see, this thing is just dominating, and what I'm finding is that when you come up against an AR, an assault rifle player with this grenade launcher, when you start firing at them, they literally shit bricks. It's funny because it's like they panic, and I'm finding that I'm getting kills. I mean, this is just a logistics suit. Let me explain. The logistics suit I've got is a crap one. It has almost no armor, no shield. It's got a passive armor regen on it now, but that's it. You know, it's not a tanked suit at all. But somehow, I think by firing grenades at people, their aim just goes way off. They panic fire, and they're just firing all over. So, you know, pretty much throughout this video, hopefully you've seen it, I'm basically like winning the 1v1s, or whatever you want to call them, the engagements, by I guess scaring them, by panicking them. And you know, this thing is phenomenal, where you don't really even need to aim at them. You're going to get, you know, as long as you hit them close, you're going to get splash damage, and do some, you know, and take them down. But, you know, okay, not in all cases, but, you know, I just think generally I was quite surprised at how good this thing was. So here we go. It's currently kind of, I mean, we're winning the Clone War. I guess we're winning the MCC war as well, but they brought a tank out, and this started to become a bit of a problem. So you know, we're kind of just trying to hold our own, trying to hold C, keep the CIU together. I still firmly believe if you hold in this map, C and the CIU is where you put your forces, and then just branch out for B and C when needed. But look at this, there we go. That guy should be dropping me, but for some reason his aim is terrible. Look at that, and then he's just got blown up. I mean, this is the weird thing about this mass driver. It's almost a fear weapon. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, give it a go. This is the level 3 mass driver, so I put a fair bit of skill into this one, but I would say it's probably worth looking at. The level 1 isn't too bad either. So that tank's a problem, so we just dealt with it in the right proper way. Josh just basically orbital bombarded it, which is... And then I got 2 kills with a grenade. Right, now, what we're doing here is kettling. This is the new name I'm calling this tank to. Because in the UK, when the police want to stop a riot, they kettle people. So they basically block them in and basically just, you know, control them. And we're doing this now. So we're kettling these people over at the spawn, because the only place they have to spawn is that CRU. So look, they're all spawning here. And they're just getting absolutely annihilated. We got a huge amount of kills just, you know, keeping them bowled in there. And you can see 2 grenades, 2 kills. Now, if you have a mass driver, you always have an ammo forge with it. You just can't see this is late. Look at that guy. If he'd have come around that corner and taken me on, he would have killed me, no problem. But he hesitated because he knew I've got a grenade launcher. So, you know, it's interesting. I find, you know, the tactics that people use. Oh, and by the way, you can do that. You can actually kill yourself with this thing. It is actually a self-killing weapon if you're not careful. But all I'm doing is just hanging back, keeping them basically bottled in, or kettled in as I like to call it now. And I think really this became part of the strategy, because we didn't want to take the CRU, and every time we had players running to the CRU, we said, look, don't take it, and we'd shoot them and try and stop them taking it, because we were just harvesting them basically here. So, you know, as you can see, look at that, it's just unbelievably powerful. Okay, heavy gunners are always going to give you a bit of a problem with a mass driver, but, you know, you can probably, you know, if you're doing splash damage, it'll take 3 grenades to kill somebody. I think with a heavy suit, you need to hit direct. If you hit direct, you can kill him in 2 or 3. So, you know, you need to be a good shot for heavy suits. But I think, you know, the mass driver on its own, I guess it's a close range weapon, really. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but it is. I honestly think it's very close range, and it almost needs to be elevated as well. If you're going to use it, consider, you know, looking for the elevated position so you can shoot down. So here we go again, shooting down. Look at that. Just unbelievable. So, you know, still kettling them in, basically just harvesting them. You can see on the clones, we're 50 clones ahead now. And yeah, they're just getting owned, basically. You know, it was tough for them. I know these battles are always horrible, but, you know, props to them to keep trying. I mean, this team never quit. So, quick fast forward. I've just changed to a forge gun, because we've seen they've spawned in tanks. I think they had a squad on their group who loved tanks, so we saw that they'd actually spawned in maybe 3 or 4 tanks. A couple of the guys around the map actually taking out those tanks, but as you can see, the forge gun is a phenomenally good gun. I'm actually going to do a weapons spotlight on this probably next, because watch this, that guy's hacking, so I haven't got a clear shot, so all I can do is basically do splash damage on him. Now, he's brave, he's still trying to get the hack, but he didn't. And that's why I think everybody should have a forge gun. You can buy a militia forge gun. There's no skill point requirement. Just go to the militia weaponry bit and you'll see militia forge gun. You don't even need any skills in this. If you buy the militia heavy suit as well, you don't even need skills for that. So pretty much from the word go, you can have a heavy suit with a forge gun, and I would encourage you really to do that, because oh crikey, tank. So here we go, let's do some quick tactics. Over to the supply depot, change to my forge gunner, start charging up, and then we're going to blast this tank. And this is a missile tank, so it's not a particularly scary one, but you know, obviously this guy didn't have an entirely unless it's I don't know, it might be a skilled up tank, but he didn't seem to do a great deal of damage. So shot 3. Now this is the only problem, I had to reload, so I thought actually this guy could have got away. If he'd have been a bit smarter, he probably could have got away. So here we go, charging. Boom. Now that was sweet. And 2, 3 kills. There we go. So that was a full tank of people, and basically just got owned with them. So I fire my gun in celebration in the air. So quick refit back to the mass driver, and then running around basically just mopping them up. At this point, 14 clones left. You know, this was good. But look, they're still coming. Props to these guys. These guys are a solid group. They really were. And they're a joy to play against. I think there's nothing worse when you redline an opponent, and you know what I mean by that, you push them all the way back and they just snipe or stop coming, and that, I think there's nothing worse than that. But these guys absolutely brought it, and it was just a joy to play against enemies like this. You know what I mean? You should enjoy your enemy. You shouldn't play this game in the view to say that I'm going to dominate and own everybody. You should probably play this game to say, I want to have a good fight. I want to feel like I've achieved something. Because the videos where we just redline someone, I don't show, because at the end of the day, what's the point? They're boring. Nothing happens in them. And I think that's probably worth bearing in mind. So there we go, victory. Great match, good skill points, pretty decent ISK, huge amount of ISK in fact. And then I didn't know how many kills I'd got, but then I looked at the kills, and there we go, 37 kills, 5 deaths. Not bad, eh? Hope you enjoyed that. We'll do forge guns next time.